Yeah, this explosive Beast Coast. Yeah, the mother ride or die for my strictly for my survival of the fittest. That's the sign of the police. I'm in deep cover earth, skirt, lean back. Give me one more chance. They say Jesus walks and the devil wear Prada, but I'm so deaf. God can't tell me nothing. Right this on my death certificate. I gave you power. 21 questions like who? The warning. Watch them.
Coach from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. This is Hines. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the air now with Locke. And this will be incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They run with Hines. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, 54 yards. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Well, this has been a quick strike offense all season long, finding many different ways to manufacture big plays.
They had a big playoff preview today in the papers, and it was about who would set the tone. Oh, they just set the tone right there. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Returnable for Lockett. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. Space to maneuver at the 40. The 40. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They're going to go. It's Tannehill. right, side open is Gesicki. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. First foray into the red zone for Miami. 1st and 10 at the 19. From the red zone now, Tannehill. He shakes it off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Play action. It's Tannehill. And the pressure gets to him again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So another 4th down upcoming, and they're 2 for 2 already on 4th down on this drive. I think they're going to go for it again.
Seems to be their MO, doesn't it?
It certainly does. As far as this drive is concerned, they're definitely locked in and trying to pick up 4th downs.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Go ahead.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes just beyond the 35. And that pretty move got him some extra space to run. And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Now he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Here's Hines. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. And he's got Rodgers. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Hines. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So now here come the Dolphins. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Wilson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Hey, 20. Got 20.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he finds Stills, complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot and they connected there and picked up the first.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down inside Indy's 15-yard line. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Now Tannehill eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Josh Gordon, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Colts coming out now. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And they'll start on the ground with Hines. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Colts on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down. That fits the bill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Let's go. Hey, 20. Tight right.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Tannehill on third down. Going up top. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play here for the Dolphins on third. And even 60 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Here's Tannehill now on second down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
On first down, Locke. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On first and 10, Locke finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Throwing again is Locke. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. Whoa, shifty. Whoa. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
Back to throw. Love Flushed out right. This will be caught at about the 5. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Again, Love. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Tyler Lockett in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Oh, nice move. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But
this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
They are going for it. It's Tannehill. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Hurry, hurry! 5, 40, easy, easy,
They run again with Hines. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Luck. He's got Lockett. And now running right through it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, Luck. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to pump the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill flush to his right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And Stills over the middle. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Back to throw, Tannehill. And Stills bringing it in. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Tannehill finding Stills, and it's a Dolphin 1st down. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there. And they
looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time.
Partner, when you're playing cover two, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
After the interception, it's Lott. Dancing to his left. Caught left side by Hilton. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him up the middle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Nyheim Hines taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. The big fella. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why. And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl. And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track. And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if I would keep having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something Heads up. To make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down. See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Let's go. Check. Check hot route. Hot.
And they'll run it here. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Balaj. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they? They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Tannehill. It's caught. Stills, right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup. But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they? No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there. Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for him, too. Rolling to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language. Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start. Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. Play action. It's Lott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more.